Hey, how's it going? My name's, I'm gonna open my curtain here. My name's Rich from Elk Endeavors, and I wanted to talk to you today about the webinar that I'm going to do tomorrow. So what I wanted to do was sort of prepare you for what I'm going to do tomorrow night during my webinar. And the reason I wanted to do that was because I want to see how I sort of test out with this information. Because ultimately, this is I'm working with the perfect webinar script by ClickFunnels, and I want to see how things go. So I'm hoping that I'll get some comments on it, and we'll kind of move on from there, and some sales. So hopefully I'll be able to to do the things I say I'm going to do, and I'm successful with that, and that way I can start helping people through my webinar, which I haven't been able to do yet, but I'm going to be able to do it soon. So before I get started though, I wanted to thank you for watching. Please, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment below and let me know how I'm doing. Hit the notification bell. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. So I've got my notes up here, and the first thing I'm going to do tomorrow night, so this is like tomorrow night during the webinar, these are the things that you need to do in order to create this sort of the perfect webinar script. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to make a bold promise. Okay, a bold promise. I'm going to set a promise, and I'm going to set up the entire thing with the bold promise of helping you succeed. But I'm going to do that in a very particular way. So that's the first thing I'm going to do to get everything set up. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hook you through that bold promise, but I'm also going to hook the viewer by continuing to command attention throughout the entire webinar, right? I mean, this is a webinar. I plan for it to be a half an hour. I can get to talking, and I get so excited about these things that that it might go longer. But I need to, if I'm going to go longer, I need to make sure that my viewer is with me, right? If I start seeing people, if I start losing eyeballs on the offer and losing eyeballs before I get to the point, right? Then I'm not doing my job, right? So I constantly have to hook you. So I'll be saying things like, "You with me? Are you feel me here? You understand what I'm talking about?" And I know you can't interact with me. But if the only way people can interact with me is on the chat, right? So if people are there and they're actually with me, as a viewer, they can react with me and say yes, or ask a question or whatever. But I'm going to constantly hook people back in, and I'm also going to get them excited by talking about things that are exciting through the 4% Success Challenge. So, like I said, I'm going to be commanding attention. I pride myself on my ability to command attention just simply by my enthusiasm, and I'm hoping that will come through. I think it kind of comes through in my videos. I hope so anyway. And please, again, drop me a comment if I'm not, because I need to know that. But yeah, I think I really love making videos. I hope you can see that. I do it from all different places. I'm in my bedroom right now, and I'm trying to I got my son's outside and he's waiting, and I've got things to do tonight, so I just want to knock this out really quick because I knew what the premise was. But yeah, so I'm going to continue to command attention, and then I'm also going to qualify myself. Now, this is the most difficult part for me, I think, and the reason is because while I've been successful, and while I consider myself successful, I can't show you $1 million, in sales, or $10,000 in sales. Like, I don't have that yet. That hasn't happened for me yet. A key word is yet, right? It's coming. It's absolutely going to happen. There is zero doubt in my mind that that's going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. So I can't say it, right? And so therefore, ultimately my viewer is going to be there to try to make money. That's why anybody that comes to watch the 4% Success Challenge webinar, they're not coming for personal growth. I wasn't coming for personal growth. I was coming to make money. And that's what other people are, that's what I have to assume that everybody else is coming to earn money and someone learn how to earn money online. So that's where the sticky part is, right? Is because I don't have the social proof that I need, to try to convince people to purchase the product, because I just don't have it, right? I'm not there yet. I'm getting there, and I'm gonna get there, but I don't have it yet, right? So that's the big thing. So I have to qualify myself as an expert in something that I'm really not, right? And so I'm not gonna say that I'm an expert, but here's the thing. I know, like, okay, so I've been in this for 7 months. I've been an affiliate entrepreneur for 7 months now, since February. So, the way I qualify myself as an expert is that I'm an expert to those watching who haven't been involved at all, or have been involved in it for 6 months, or have been involved in it for 6.5 months, or just a day earlier, right? Or a day later than me. So that's the big thing, right? I know more than someone who's just starting. I know way more than someone who's just starting. And that's a really important thing, right? So because that's what I have to go on, right? And that knowledge is extremely valuable, right? The first $10,000 as I've grown towards it is the most difficult to make, and that's what Russell Brunson will tell you. That's what Vic Stryjus tells you. The first 10,000. I mean, Russell Brunson, he says 1 million. The first 1 million is the hardest to make, and so that I'm kind of in a different, like playing field than he is. But I do believe that, like he's, once I make the first 10,000, then it'll be the first 1 million, or the first 100,000, and the first 1 million as the 4% success challenge goes. But that first one, getting that locomotive started, right? Getting that thing off the ground is the most difficult part. Once I get that done, then it's off to the races, and then I'll have the social proof, right? But tomorrow night I have to qualify myself as a leader, as an expert in the affiliate entrepreneurial field. And that's going to be solely through the personal growth that I've done and my confidence that's going to kind of exude from me. But I'm also going to be talking about autoresponders and click magic and click funnels. All those different things that I've learned how to use are really important. So and I'm going to focus on one thing, and that's going to be the 4% success challenge. So you're not going to see me talking about anything else, other products, trying to like promote other products within this whole webinar. It's going to be 4% success challenge. That's where you need to be, and that's all I'm going to talk about. Okay, so that's the focus on one thing. That's a huge part, right? Then I'm going to take and break false beliefs. Okay, and this is where it gets fun. Okay, so when I think about one of the biggest false beliefs with affiliate entrepreneurship and with the 4% success challenge is that it costs too much, right? And what I have to do is say, well, no, right? It doesn't cost too much. In fact, it's extremely underpriced for what it is, right? And it's a feat, right? It's a feat because ultimately every dollar you invest, first of all, I have to get people to think of it as investing as opposed to, like purchasing or spending money, right? It's not a spend, it's an investment, right? And so that's a big thing. But like when we talk about like it costs too much money, first of all, it's an investment. Second of all, it's not at all, because you've got all this value that's coming to you through the price of the challenge. So that's going to be a big thing. So I'm going to take that belief, I'm going to break it, and I'm going to show you how it's not at all over, like too much money. And in fact, it's way underpriced. And then I'm going to rebuild that belief to help people understand how good of a deal this is, right? The education that you're getting is extremely valuable, and I'm going to show you that value throughout the webinar. And then finally, I'm going to present the offer, right? And I'm going to leave you that as a surprise, but that's what I'm going to present the offer, and then push people toward the proverbial table at the back of the room. Everyone's going to chase back to it and find their way to purchasing to investing. See, that's what I have to do. Investing in the 4% success challenge. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow night. That's how you do a webinar. As far as like from what I've been trained to do and how I've been doing it thus far, and how I'm grooming myself to continue to be better. I might start doing this. So, Russell Brunson says do one a week for a year. This might be the first one, of the year, right? So that's a really important thing. I've been doing YouTube videos every day. I've been doing blog posts every day. And heck, why not? If I can do a webinar once a week, then, there we go. That's the important thing, is what I'm doing is I'm learning. I'm going to perfect this thing so that I can set it up to be automated and sell my product for myself and promote the 4% Success Challenge to people that need it to help them. So thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Dad,
Well, hello.
Mom's home.
Mom's home. All right. Talk to you soon.